My name is David Merrill. I'm the head chef over here at the Cedar Room. What I hope to bring to the community is an opportunity to explore new horizons that people maybe haven't before because it was too expensive, too intimidating, too broad. And I just kind of want to bring an opportunity for people to try new things in, exciting ways that, are still small town affordable. Stop on by at the Cedar Room located here in the historic Canteen District.
Course, Fremont in the A3 district tournament, the 4 and the 5 seed. North Platte coming in as the 5 seed this year. Fremont the 4 seed. Quite a journey up. How you feeling today, Smelter? Oh, you're muted there. I've done so well recently.
Well, you missed my Ric Flair woo,
yeah.
So I don't know if I can do it twice in a row. Are you feeling good? Excited? Two teams that match up really well. So I think the Bulldogs have a great chance tonight, and winner would move on to play Creighton Prep tomorrow.
Yep, who has a bye. Yep, has a bye, of course, going into this district tournament game. They have the number 3 team in the state since we're here, of course, in the A3 district. One news and notable information to say, again, won't say that he would have seen a lot of time today, but Bo Black out for today's game. He does have a pretty hefty brace on one of his knees. I believe it's his right knee as he's walking around. Yeah. So, while Bo Black has not seen a lot of consistent playing time, something you just don't want to see in general.
Yeah, he was getting good minutes as of late, and it hurts when you're short on big guys. And you had one that was training in the right direction, and
now you're down.
Dog on it.
Yeah, and again, now I don't know what it is, so I'll have to talk to Coach Pack afterwards.
But for tonight, it's
for a team against a team like Fremont that, won't blow you away with their size. Somebody like Bo Black, who, as you said, is one of those few height options, it would have actually been somebody you could maybe go to a lot more frequently, because this might be, as you said, one of the best matchups the Dogs have had all season in Class A. And they couldn't have come at a better time here in the A3 district tournament.
Yeah, record-wise, they match up really well. Almost even with their record, and height-wise, they're almost identical as well. So two very even teams, and let's see what happens.
That's right. Now here's where the problem does lie, and this is kind of a twofold problem. One team is in the hack. One team was previously in the hack, but now is unfortunately conferenceless. And when you compare the two teams together and their strength of schedule, yes, they both have comparable records. I think Fremont has one more win against, and then North Platte does. But the problem lies in, I think, the competition that both teams have battled up against this season. That's what kind of frightens me here today. We can always look at the information that's presented in front of us statistically and with the metrics and the numbers and say, you know what, this might be a really good matchup for North Platte High School. Though, the problem is North Platte really hasn't seen a lot of really good Class A teams that have played in really good conferences this season. And while Fremont may not be wowing you in their record department, man, they put up some really close games against some really good teams that unfortunately have blown North Platte out of the waters this season.
Yeah, they did give Kearney a good battle.
Columbus, twice they gave them a good battle, and then split versus Grand Island in the two games that they've seen them this season. So North Platte, on the other end of that spectrum, have not, they put up an okay performance against Columbus. That Kearney game we'll just wipe from our memory banks.
Yeah.
And then that Gish game was pretty good for the first three quarters until it all fumbled away in the fourth.
Had a good lead through three quarters, and then the fourth quarter they came out with a 1-3-1 zone, caught the Dogs off guard. Dogs were battling the flu.
Yeah, that was, okay, that stretch of time was a weird bad
Short
time.
a starter, and there were three that were sick, gutting it out, and they all kind of got tired at the same time in the fourth quarter. So,
but again, this is where the greatest equalizer known to man begins, and that is playoff time. You know, you at this point you're coming in.
Records mean nothing.
Yeah, you come in with records that don't really matter. The only reason records care about records right now is just because of your seating placement. So, really, outside of that, this is almost like game one of the season here. It's got a little more pressure to it, but it's game one of the season, and that's going to be interesting to track in terms of how does North Platte perform, because we have seen in some of these high-pressure situation games, they have crumbled down the stretch. But you would hope that they take a lot of those, losses and a lot of those learnings and culminate them perfectly here today in this district matchup.
Yeah. And I'd like to see how many away games Fremont had. I didn't look at that.
I bet
how many are over 2.5 hour drive? I'd like to see that.
I bet you not very much, because they're in the hack, and I think their furthest travel was Kearney. Yeah, that's 2 hours, and I know that because that's what I traveled through today. 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Yep.
That's about it. North Platte had to go four and maybe some change.
This is away game number 17 for the Dogs.
Unbelievable.
On 7 home stands.
Unbelievable.
Let's see if the Road Warriors come out and come out with a little fire, a little energy here.
Again, and as you said, this is probably I will preface it's the only game in this run that they're going to have here in this A3 district tournament where they will be matched up favorably. Because if they go to Creighton Prep tomorrow, that Creighton Prep team has the one thing that, in the last 2 seasons, North Platte has dreaded, just serious height on their team. They have 3 players above 6'7", and they're bullies.
6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, that is a team that likes to play bully ball against you. Now, this Fremont team is completely different. I think that's what's so interesting is, if North Platte wins, they'll play against a team that likes to play bully ball tomorrow. This Fremont team really not that physical. They're a team that loves to shoot threes, and rarely do they, complete them at a proficient clip outside of their 2 leading scorers that, of course, are Hudson Jennings and Zach Keaton.
Yeah, and I don't know if they have anybody shooting over 30% from the three-point line.
Not really.
They do launch a lot, finesse, play pretty good man-to-man defense. But, that's the one thing with a three-point shooting team. If they do get on a heater, then
watch out.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then you're kind of sitting there going like, and you look at that last Grand Island game, that totals the end of the score. That end of the game score was 32-30, and that was a loss for Fremont. So,
and I bet if we looked at that, the shooting percentage would be pretty
low.
low.
Horrid. Yeah. Yes, that was a horrid game.
I'm sure they got their shots up.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see how North Platte's going to come out and play today. Of course, this team does like to go zone, and we have talked many of times about how we sometimes are frightful of seeing the zone against a team that likes to shoot threes. Maybe it's okay against Fremont just because they're so inconsistent from beyond the arc, but you won't really know until that game begins. We'll step aside and take a break here on our Quick Stop pregame show. We come back, we'll talk about our Owls Lock and Save keys to the game and get you the starting lineups on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings. The Sinclair Dino Pay saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet slushes and for real shakes and smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers. Quick Stop. PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back here to Fremont. Game number 1 of the A3 District Tournament. Jeff Smeltzer, Paxton Gordon here sitting up top. You ready for some basketball, Mr. Smeltzer? Because I'm feeling pretty good. I was talking during our during the pregame, and I was making a comment that it felt like everybody was bricking their shots to start. They've come out of the tunnel, and I'm gonna let you know, man, they're looking pretty good to warm up here in this stench. And of course, Fremont on the other end, I'm kind of watching some of their shots, and I mean they're pitting a good clip as well. So boy, we might be in for quite a game here today if these quick little shoot-arounds to start this game or something.
Yeah, and I did look at their stats. They do have 3 or 4 guys over 30% from the three-point line, but the ones who shoot the volume of the shots are mid-20s, mid to upper 20s. So.
Yeah, so it's not the end of the world, but it's something that you, of course, have to keep your eye on. And I think that's going to jump us a good transition point to our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the game, securing North Platte and the surrounding areas for over 50 years. I really think it does start defensively, and I'm curious to see what head coach Jimmy Pack's going to do, because throughout this whole season, they've really gone away from their man defense that we sometimes have been really, honed in on for this North Platte team. Has been their really good man defense, but these last 2 seasons they've kind of gone away with the man-to-man defense and have gone zone. Now, standardly they'll go 2-3, but during the last couple of games they have kind of mixed in a 1-3-1 throughout their time, and I'm interested to see where will Coach Pack go tonight. This Fremont team, as we know, a great team that likes to shoot a lot of threes. Zone defenses sometimes struggle against teams like that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, first off, how well is Fremont going to be shooting tonight? And secondly, how is North Platte going to start out their defensive sets with?
Yeah, you're susceptible to the 3 when you go the 2-3 zone, and that's common knowledge. But when a three-pointer misses, where does it go? Generally long. So your guards got to make sure they block out on somebody. Sometimes we've seen when we play that zone, there's kind of a free runner on the for an offensive rebound that doesn't get checked out. So know your roles, know your keys there. I think this is a team they could go man-to-man with, just because there is not the big bruiser that we've seen with some of the other schools.
I'm also curious to see if that's also the case, because, I mean, this season, of course, has been an up-and-down season, so I really don't know when's the last time the Dogs have gone strictly man for an entire game, to be fair. Maybe Lexington? Maybe even.
Yeah.
But outside of that, of course, they've just predominantly been a zone-running team. And as you said, this Fremont team's not that big. They average around 6'1", 6 foot tall. They have one guy that's at 6'4", Xavier Arushi, and then outside of that, Hudson Jennings, their second leading scorer, is at 6 foot. Zach Keaton, their other tallest member, their leading scorer on this season, he's only 6'1". So this is not a team that physically is imposing upon you, which is a good thing, but it'll be interesting to see how North Platte will come out game plan-wise defensively.
Keaton, 22, most of his damage comes from the outside. 15, who is also a really good player, only 6 foot tall, but he can also get to the rack.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how North Platte's going to be facing this Fremont squad defensively. Now, offensively for North Platte High School, this is where things kind of get interesting, because that Sydney game, boy, was just not good offensively. And, you know, a lot of these guys, especially, of course, Jonathan Reinke, are going to be still getting into that game shape. So it's, you know, what can he do in his quick little 2-3 minute spurts? But offensively, man, that Sydney game was just, it's not pretty.
No, and they were big and athletic and challenged a lot of shots, but boy, you couldn't find, I think maybe Sam Ewing may have been 3 for 4, but I don't think anybody else shot above 10% other than, I think as a team we shot 15% from the floor. I think we only made 10 field goals, and 3 of them were from Sam.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do offensively shot-wise. Time for the national anthem. We'll step aside. We come back. We'll have our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
James and I are having a beef.
About which Runza burger is best.
It's the savory Swiss mushroom. Hands down.
No, it's the double cheeseburger. 2 burgers, better than 1, 'cause math.
The spicy Jack burger is also good.
True. Wait, why are we fighting?
I forget. Come get your favorite Runza burger today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Head to Merrick's. Open Monday starting in February. Also, try the new Philly cheesesteak sandwich, the most authentic cheesesteak in the area. Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Fremont. Smeltzer, we're about to get underway here for our A3 district matchup between number 5 seeded North Platte, number 4 seeded Fremont. It is time. It is time to jump into our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup. Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte offers 24 plus different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Starting for Fremont and the Tigers, Bryson Malarkey, the 5'10 junior, getting the start. Will Schleicher, the 6'2 senior, also starting. Hudson Jennings, second leading scorer at 11 points per game. The 6-foot-tall junior starts. Easton Sizza, the 6-foot-tall senior, alongside Zach Keaton, the 6'1 senior for Fremont. Jeff Smeltzer, take it away for North Platte.
Here's your Bulldogs. Logan Hayes, a 6'2 junior. Sam Ewing, a 6'1 senior. Jake Kincaid, 6'3 junior. Jarrett Smeltzer, 5'8 junior. And Harper Whitney, a 6-foot senior.
Yeah, the real matchup I want to watch today is Will Schleicher as well as Jake Kincaid. Kincaid has that 1 inch on Schleicher, but Kincaid really gets most of his advantages from taking on bigger, slower defenders at the center position. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do against another athletic big like Schleicher, as that's an easy victory for Fremont when it comes to the tip. And they'll start things off here with 7:55 on the clock to begin this opening possession. Keaton with the basketball, handed out to the back end of Lackey. Driving in there goes Zach Keaton. Baseline, kicks out into the corner. 3 on the way for Fremont, and they start off with a bang. That is Bryson Lackey who starts things off.
Dribble penetration created that. He got deep. Smeltzer had to go off and help, and then left a wide open 3.
Harper Whitney now feeds to Ewing. Smeltzer with it. Hayes jab steps, spins into the lane. Kicks out. Kincaid now a corner 3. He answers back. So we're off to a hot start with 2 threes combined, 1 on each side to start this game off. 3-3. Our State Farm agent, Bobby Hull scoreboard. Hop stepping is Keaton. Keaton up over Ewing, misses the shot, tipped back to the perimeter for three. No good, and there's Kincaid getting the rebound. That's missed from Hudson Jennings. So now North Platte with 6:58 comes around offensively for the second time. Smeltzer with a good drive into the lane. Smeltzer's shot is up. He just barely misses.
Good
and
take.
It's rebounded there by Hudson Jennings, and the other way comes Fremont on the far side.
Got a mismatch here. They need to switch if they can.
Now driving in there goes Sizza. Kicks out to the perimeter to Schleicher. Deep three once again is in from, this time, Hudson Jennings. As Schleicher gets the easy assist. That's saved by one Harper Whitney, but he steps out of bounds. That's 2 threes for Fremont to start their game off. And Jeff Smeltzer, you are not wrong. His team does like to shoot threes.
Yeah. Dogs got a little confused. They had some mismatches that time and a little late to match up.
Yeah, with that help defense is one of the problems. And another three coming in this time from Sizza. Oh, boy. That is now 3 threes hit already in this ball game for Fremont. And they're going to a press that is stolen away by the Tigers. And now here comes Fremont. Keaton, 2-on-2. Kicks to the corner to a trailer here with Schleicher. 3 once again for Jennings. In and out. Butmore and Jake Kincaid comes down with the rebound. As Fremont went to that full court press. Hayes in transition has it snipped away from behind. They keep it, the Bulldogs do. And now in a double team. How about Logan Hayes? Then misses that shot. And then a foul is going to go against Logan Hayes in transition. His first foul today.
You know, it's not about the threes that the Bulldogs give up. It's when they happen. It seems like it happens right off the rip. And they get in the hole. About every team.
You can really pinpoint a lot of the losses for North Platte. Some of them have just started off with a team.
Catholic, Holdridge, Fillmore Central.
Oh, as Jake Kincaid almost gets the steal to Lackey, as Lackey to a cutting and wide open. There's Easton Sizza again. I mean, Sizza wide open to the lane, has 5 points, and it's quickly 11-3 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard as Jonathan Ranke has quickly subbed in for the Bulldogs. Tipped away, wide open there is Kincaid who goes baseline. Kincaid, easy bucket. As there's some good court vision from Jonathan Ranke to find an open Jake Kincaid in the corner. Lackey hands off to Keaton. Keaton with Sam Ewing guarding him is going baseline. Keaton travels with the basketball, and that's a turnover. So North Platte weathered the storm early, got a nice bucket.
Clearing out and letting Keaton go one-on-one on the right side.
Of course, Sam Ewing, a great defender, so you're not really too afraid to have Keaton and Ewing battle one-on-one.
No.
And here's that full court zone trap from Fremont. And that's going to be an over and back, a turnover for North Platte. That was the real difference maker in the game.
Gotta stay out of the corners.
Yeah.
Stay out of the corners.
And you bring up a great point, because that was the key difference in that girls district game against Omaha North. They just get trapped on the sideline in a corner, and they just get punished for it.
Don't pass it to a guy in the corner. He's open because that's where they want you to be.
Backdoor feed, and there's an easy bucket for Hudson Jennings. I mean, the Dogs get caught lacking just a little bit.
Corner
and
again.
Almost get trapped, but this time Ewing's able to bounce it back to Logan Hayes. Hayes splits through 2 defenders. Bounce pass down low to Ranke. Good patience from Jonathan Ranke, and another bucket for North Platte. Both teams scoring really easy here in this first quarter with 4:18 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As now, Keaton driving in on Ewing. Euro step in. Keaton shot is way short. And there's an easy rebound for Kincaid, and now North Platte can push tempo. That pass almost a little out of the reach of Jonathan Ranke, but he's able to collect. Ewing pulls up for 3. Yes, Sam Ewing was hitting his threes in pregame warm-up, and there's his first today, and it's now only a 3-point lead for Fremont after being up 6 a minute ago.
And he might be one of the leaders when it goes to three-point percentage.
Great steal from Logan Hayes. It's into the hands of Kincaid. Smeltzer now crossing over Lackey into the corner. Logan Hayes now for 3. Bricked it. Fighting for Lackey. That's going to be Keaton. And then Smeltzer lost the ball, but it's last touched off of Easton Sizza as Caleb Odell checks in for Smeltzer. Also checking in Drew Fitge for Fremont. So as it's 13-10 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Two teams battling it out offensively to start the game. Kincaid now isoing up with Sizza. Hayes from the free throw line. It's just money from Logan Hayes. North Platte's been on the run here. Now only trail by 1 13-12. That is a quick 6-point swing in favor of the Dogs. Fitchie bounce passes it down low. Driving in goes Sizza. Keaton fires a three. Another one for Fremont as Zach Keaton hitting his first three today. 3 points for Keaton. Now it's 16-12. And that's stolen away. Here comes the other way, the Tigers. Sizza, Keaton on the far side, driving one-on-one, floats one up short. Now fighting for it is Logan Hayes. Oh, and Keaton, as Keaton swipes it away and it goes out of bounds. 16-12.
Comes Reed O'Brien.
Now Reed O'Brien checks in. We'll see probably for, actually going to go with Kincaid. So Jonathan Ranke's getting some good minutes here. That was also a question I didn't bring up on the pregame show was Jonathan Ranke, how many minutes will he be playing in these stints? And of course, talk with Coach Pack and his father about what was kind of his limitations, and 2 to 3 minutes is what we've been told. As how about another Ewing three? That one's just a tad short, and it's rebounded easily.
That's all right.
By Will Schleicher.
That's a good look.
Of course, I'd rather those shots be taken by Sam Ewing, because again, defenses will be slacking off a little bit on him as he's not the most offensive, minded player for the Bulldogs. Schleicher in the right corner. Quick feed out to the perimeter to Sizza. Now Keaton with it. Top of the three-point line, 13 seconds. Keaton driving on Ewing. Keaton shot is no good, but a foul will be on the floor as Sam Ewing will pick up his first foul. That's the Bulldogs' second team foul. That'll be an interesting matchup to see all game, Keaton versus Ewing. As Sizza gets to Schleicher in the corner for three. Short, very short. And it's going to be rebounded by Sam Ewing. And now here comes North Platte with some tempo the other way. Hayes, full court, almost stolen from behind as Fitchie fouls Logan Hayes. That trailer, correction, is actually Will Schleicher.
Yep.
That trailer has been a problem for North Platte this season as they have given up some free steals from behind as here comes Jonathan Campos.
And dogs need to talk on that. Tell them that there's a wolf coming.
Yeah, Easton Sizza will check out. Hayes, quick inbound to Ranke. Ranke with Schleicher in his face, and that's a good bucket for Jonathan Ranke, and honestly a bucket that he needed to see go in. It's not been a glorious return for Jonathan Ranke. Of course, we all knew that with being gone for so long.
Need to get his basketball skills
as Jennings
polished.
Way off the mark. He gets a rebound, does Jonathan Ranke, and North Platte now feeling themselves offensively, trailing one against Fremont, 16-15. Hayes on the perimeter, hands off to Reed O'Brien. O'Brien now to Ranke, one-on-one with Hudson Jennings. Ranke into the lane. Ooh, and he'll get called. Ooh, I'm going to say a foul. It would have been close.
There were steps, but
there
I think
were.
They were grabbing him in the process.
So that foul will go against Keaton. Actually, correction, Jonathan Campos will pick up that first foul, so Keaton will avoid the first foul call. Hayes, quick feed into Reed O'Brien in the corner. Back to Logan Hayes. Hayes to Caleb Waddell, and a moving screen for Reed O'Brien, and that's going to cost North Platte a bucket. Offensive moving screen, and that's the third team foul for North Platte with 1:08 left to go in this first quarter.
I can live with that turnover, too. I can live with an aggressive screen.
And Zach Keaton now will take it up the court independently for Fremont on the right side. Jake Kincaid now at the table. Keaton to Campos. Bounce pass to Schleicher. Is also checking in comes Easton Sizza. Keaton's shot is no good. Fighting for the rebound is Hudson Jennings, and Fremont will reset offensively with under a minute to go left in this first quarter. A 1-point lead for the Tigers. Keaton in the corner now, driving on Sam Ewing. Hop stepping, kicking. A three on the way. Schleicher, it's in.
Boy, it's all coming from the three-point line, isn't
it really, we were not kidding when we talked in our pregame show just about the pure volume of threes. As Odell will immediately answer back, though. I mean, oh boy, Jeff Smeltzer, did you have in your bingo cards that both teams will be firing on all cylinders offensively?
Well, here's the problem. The Dogs need to avoid that 2-point quarter, 4-point quarter that plagues them.
That's been the thing that has really hindered them in a lot of these performances. It's just been those 1-point quarters. So shot clock essentially is turned off here as Schleicher calling for Keaton. Keaton now guarded by Ewing. Drives right into the lane. Hop stepping. Keaton in some trouble. Kicks out. Corner three for Jennings. That one's missed. Rebounded by Ewing. with 3 seconds. Jonathan Ranke, half-court heave. It's going to fall short. But that is how this first quarter comes to an end. Jeff Smeltzer, it's only a 1-point lead when we come back here to Fremont on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Did those cold winter breezes make you realize there's more air coming into your house than there is outside? If your windows are rattling, fogging, or just plain drafty, it might be time for new ones. At Larry's Glass, they specialize in high-quality replacement windows that keep the cold out and the comfort in, saving you money on your energy bills, too. Stop shivering and start saving. Call Larry's Glass today or stop in at 211 West 5th. See the difference new windows can make.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-an-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Fremont, FM 98.1, AM 1410. It's the start of quarter number 2 here on our Cedar Room live stream. Paxton Gordon, Jeff Smeltzer joining you here today. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check him out on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey. Sweet beat. Kincaid kicks to Odell in the corner now as he'll pivot around and find Whitney. Harper Whitney, Ewing with it, guarded one-on-one with Jennings. Whitney now far corner to Odell. He gets some separation. That is an air ball as Lackey all over Caleb Odell. It's one of those shots where Fremont knew exactly where it was going and went underneath the screen and closed out in just enough time to disrupt that shot from Odell.
Okay, Dog State man-to-man.
I do like this adjustment that they've been playing more man here in this ball game as Logan Hayes looks to check in. Kick out. Lackey now drives in past Odell. Hop-stepping, kicking to the perimeter. Now driving. Jennings kicking. Lackey fires a 3. Boy, another one. As Bryson Lackey, his second 3 today. 22-18 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard in this second quarter. For a team that shoots a lot of threes, they're making a good amount today as risky pass gets to Kincaid. Kincaid lost the ball for a second. Fades up over Sizza, and there's a nice bucket for Jake Kincaid. I think also it's important to see Kincaid dominating the paint tonight.
Good patience, way to stay after it there, Jake.
Keaton, now to Sizza. Keaton, jab steps and drives on Ewing. Handoff now to Schleicher. Lackey, quick feed to Jennings. Jennings, zipping through 2 defenders. Jennings up and under he goes. Right past Reed O'Brien as well as Harper Whitney. 4-point lead for Fremont. Ewing, top of the 3-point line, has the basketball. Down low to Reed O'Brien. O'Brien, Keaton going at it.
Move.
There's a beautiful move by Reed O'Brien to answer back.
I like that.
And
Way to be aggressive,
Fremont
Reed.
also playing a very, very passive defense. North Platte's gotten a lot of good looks into the paint already in this ball game and have been executing very well. Jennings now through 3 defenders. Wow, what a bucket for Hudson Jennings. 2 in a row for Jennings, and both of them coming off some crazy, crazy feats. And it's 26-22 the lead now for Fremont. O'Brien gets the handoff. Odell with a great off-ball screen, gets the ball, and it's going to be rebounded by Lackey. Bryson Lackey comes out with his first rebound. I mean, beautiful screen to give some separation for Odell to pull the trigger, just can't get the bucket to fall. Keaton one-on-one with Ewing. Now to Lackey. Into the perimeter we go. Hudson Jennings with it. Kicking. Schleicher fires for 3. That's in and out. Harper Whitney for a second couldn't get the rebound, but Reed O'Brien comes out with it, and a timeout called by head coach Jimmy Pack with 5:18 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard.
I think Kincaid and Smeltzer are at the scorer's table.
Yeah, so they're looking to check in. I don't think anybody for Fremont looks to check in. Oh, actually, Jonathan Ranke now checking in. Ranke getting a lot of minutes here early in the game, which is, I think, good to see. So the way North Platte's not doing a lot of switching. The only guy that is being plastered on somebody they're doing a good amount of switching, except for one guy. Sam Ewing is just plastered wherever he goes against Zach Keaton. That's the one assignment he has not moved off of all game so far.
Yeah, as a rule, the Dogs don't switch very often. And especially against a three-point shooting team, you got to go over if you can.
Yes.
You can't go under.
And I think North Platte's done a good job with that portion of their defensive structure. That's just a lot of these threes are just finding just enough space when they are being fired off.
I'm just not sure how long they can continue that. Now they're in a 2-3 zone. Dogs recognize.
I just said, here comes that 2-3 zone. As checking in also comes Drew Fitchie. Euling trying to get the ball to Kincaid. Now to the corner to Smeltzer. Back to Euling. Ranke now has it here on the near left side. Kicks to Logan Hayes. Top of the key to Euling, and now here's Smeltzer once again with it. Good cross-court pass to Logan Hayes. Hayes drives baseline on Keaton. Bounce pass to Ranke. Ranke steps back out to the perimeter 4 seconds. He'll pull up a three. No, it's in and out. Great offensive rebound there for Logan Hayes, and he throws it off the foot of Easton Sizza. And that's the one thing with that zone defense. It's tough to find a body. And you saw Logan Hayes just blitz his way into the lane. North Platte will get another offensive possession with a fresh 34 on the clock. 4:46 left to go. Quick inbound to Ranke, and he draws the foul against Will Sleitcher. And that's an important call because that's the second for Sleitcher.
Yeah, I think it was clean up top on the ball. I think the body is where they got.
They're
going
to get him. Yep. Of course, I think he was pushing into that shooting lane, or where the feet were going to land on the shot. As Jonathan Ranke goes to the free throw line, he was North Platte's best free throw shooter. Misses the first, and Sleitcher will check out, and checking back in now comes Hudson Jennings. So Fremont going to go a little small with Sleitcher picking up his second foul in this first half. Ranke will make the second. 3-point lead for Fremont and the Tigers. North Platte going to a full court defense, but not real pressured. Keaton cross courts it over, and they get the ball up to Hudson Jennings. Now back to Keaton. Zach Keaton.
The Dogs will drop back into a 2-3 zone themselves.
Yes. Bounce pass to Keaton. Keaton and Smeltzer going at it. Kicks to the corner now. Sizza hop stepping into the lane. Swing out to a three from Jennings. Overshoots it. Rebounded by Jonathan Ranke. He and Zach Keaton went at it. Again, that's a risky move to go with that 2-3 zone with Fremont shooting the ball pretty well. But it paid off on that attempt. Ranke kicks to the corner now. How about a three for Jake Kincaid? Oh, and he gets stuck on the side of the basket.
Yeah. Jump ball will be Fremont Tiger basketball.
Nobody looking to sub in for either side with 4:02 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Again, that Dogs defense now trying to show up and play a trapping zone. Full court press. Zach Keaton gets the ball up now to Sizza. Sizza into the corner. Boy, wide open. Fitchie three. Misses into the air. That ball is still going, and Jake Kincaid comes down with it. 2-on-2 fast break. Logan Hayes driving in on Fitchie. Logan Hayes putting a shoulder into Fitchie, and now it's only a 1-point lead for the Tigers. Can instantly see how that two fouls for the side of Sleitcher has kind of hurt Fremont, but also not hitting as many threes in this quarter. The kick out, I say that, a three from Lackey. He hits it. You know, I just had to say it. Jeff Smeltzer, I did, but Bryson Lackey's got 9 points. For somebody who averages less than 6, he now has a team-high 9.
On threes, I think.
Yes. 3 threes so far. Smeltzer now drives from 18 feet. Oh, overshoots it, and it's rebounded by Hudson Jennings. Jennings right past Logan Hayes. Jennings now stops on the perimeter and cross-courts it back to Zach Keaton. Oh, Lackey had a good shot, but kicks it out to Keaton. Tipped in the air. Logan Hayes comes down with it. Hayes now 2-on-2 fast break. Fitchie now with the defense. Hayes with the Euro. No good. Tries to put it back, and another foul will mean Jonathan Ranke goes to the line. That is Bryson Lackey's first personal foul, second team foul for Fremont. And now Jonathan Ranke, who was 1 for 2 in his last attempt, goes to the line. Of course, the free throw champion at one point this season. This is another. And if there's one thing, you just got to, tip your cap to Jonathan Ranke and not only the journey he's gone through, but to be able to get yourself fit for basketball still in this season with everything that has gone on. it's just a spectacle to see.
Yeah, almost starting from square one again.
Oh, what a drive by Zach Keaton, and he misses the bucket as Kincaid comes down with it. And that's going to be some of that zone defense could potentially do if it gets caught a little bit lacking.
I think they're back, man.
Yeah, so now zone once again, this time for Fremont. In the corner to Smeltzer. Smeltzer to Ranke. Ranke gets drawn another fouling. That's another big one. That's Brecken Lackey's second in the matter of 2 minutes. Third personal as Odell checks in, and I think this is where we're going to see, well, now we see North Platte going to a small lineup, but I think this is where we'll see now Fremont step out of their 2-3 with Odell checking into the ball game. Smeltzer on the perimeter, guarded by Fitchie. Now picks his dribble up, needs help, finds Ranke with 30 seconds. He'll pull up a three. Jonathan Ranke, Jeff Smeltzer, I think has 2 threes in this game. That's 6 points for the junior.
He's feeling it. His form's coming back.
And that's something the Dogs need. Oh, boy, there's a guy wide open in the paint. How about that from Keaton, man? He bullies down Sam Euling. And that's now 2 fouls for Sam Euling with a bucket from Zach Keaton. He's been trying to do that all game, Keaton has, just going right at Euling into the paint. And that might be an interesting matchup. As easy rebound for Brecken Lackey to Fitchie. Now Jennings. Jennings kicks out Fitchie for 3. No good. And there's another rebound, this time for Jonathan Ranke. So missed free throw from Keaton. Smeltzer with some tempo to Odell. Now back to Smeltzer. And the Bulldogs will set an offense up. Ranke another 3. Yes. He's been slow getting himself back into game shape, Jeff Smeltzer, but another big 3 for Jonathan Ranke.
That's his third. He's got 12 points.
And guess what? We're tied 31-31 as SZA misses the shot, and it's another rebound this time for Logan Hayes. And you can see how quickly this Fremont offense can ebb and flow between, feeling like they can't miss anything and then missing everything under the sun. As Ranke with a heat check moment very far off the rim.
Yeah, you've earned it.
And that's a sign we have not seen from Jonathan Ranke in these last couple of weeks, has been just a heat check moment. And I think for his game, that's what he needs, as there's a travel for Zach Keaton. Jonathan Campos checks in, as well as Jake Kincaid checks in for Jarrett Smeltzer.
I thought Sam would come out.
I thought so too, but they're going to try to keep Sam Euling in again. He's got 2 personal fouls already in this ball game. So again, we're playing a little dicey with those fouls for the best defender on the team. Kincaid driving in on SZA. Goes right past him and misses the layup. Hudson Jennings comes down with rebound number 5 in his game today. We have 36 seconds left to go before halftime, Jeff Smeltzer. As Keaton, quick feed to Jennings. Jennings now goes right by 2 defenders, and then a foul will be called. That's a pretty bang play.
Was that on Caleb? Because I don't think it was on. It was on Jake.
It was on Jake. First foul for Jake Kincaid today. So to the free throw line, Hudson Jennings goes. And that's a little bit, and you can see, fortunately for Jonathan Ranke, he got kind of caught up with Odell on the perimeter as Hudson Jennings was going, with that screen, kind of slip through, and it's now 32-31 with 27 seconds as Logan Hayes, I think he's trying to wipe some blood off his eyebrow. He's going to have to sub out here unless the officials are going to let this go.
They put him on the clock. I don't know if you have 30 seconds to get it stopped or.
I would assume it'd be 30 seconds, so we'll see what the officials say. And they're shaking their head like he's good. And they're going to have to sub him out now. So checking back in comes Jarrett Smeltzer, 27 seconds. So I think Smeltzer will end this first quarter for North Platte. 27.3 seconds left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Hudson Jennings misses the free throw. He's 1 for 2, but an offensive rebound for Fremont. Campos for 3. Man, nothing but net for Jonathan Campos. And with 17 seconds, North Platte will have the final shot of this first half. Smeltzer with the basketball. Very far back from the line. Drives on Campos to the far side. Slipping back to Odell. He'll pull up a really deep 3. No good. Rebounded by SZA with 3 seconds. 2 seconds, 1 second, 3 on the way. It's no good from Fremont, and that is how this first half comes to an end. North Platte High School trailing the Tigers 35-21 on our State Farm, 35-31, not 21, on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Good first half for North Platte High School. I mean, you couldn't really ask for anything better from them. Maybe you were praying for a little bit of better shooting percentage, but holistically, they're right in there with this Fremont team.
Yeah, the aggression is there, the rebounding's there. Jonathan Rinke looks like his
old
December
self.
So,
and I think the only thing, and that's going to always be the question is, Jonathan Rinke so far in this game has shown his shooting abilities back on track, but have yet to see that physical aspect of his game where he's driving in. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the second half. But so far for North Platte High School, I think they've done a great job of, really limiting the opportunities for Fremont to get another possession if they make a miss. Because there's always going to be a rebound somewhere with how much Fremont's shooting beyond the arc. Because there's always going to be an open ball somewhere to get a rebound for a potential second chance from the Tigers. But so far, North Platte has really, held their own on the rebounding side of things. I think they're out-rebounding Fremont in this ball game as well. I think Fremont has 9 rebounds on their side right now.
Yeah, and can their three-point percentage continue in the second half?
They're shooting really good right now.
Yeah, statistically, they're only a 29% three-point shooting team on the year, and they've got to be shooting over that here in the first half. Does it continue? Dogs just continue to get a hand up, get a hand in their face, and continue rebounding. Dogs are doing a great job on the boards. I'm looking here right now. Dogs are shooting 46% from the floor right now.
That's really good.
Trying to figure out the three-point percentage here real quick.
About 46 from the floor already. I mean, that's a pretty good number that you'll take all day, every day.
6 of 14 from the three-point line.
That's also pretty good. That's just sub 50%.
Yep.
Was that 47? 42.
43, yeah.
That's pretty good. I'd take that any day of the week if you're a North Platte fan. That's really, really good. Quick Stop halftime show is up next. We'll step aside, take a break. We come back, we will have that Quick Stop halftime show right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at northplattepost.com.
You ever feel like there's no time for cooking dinner? On the go, all the time. Dave's Place can cover your hunger wherever you want to eat.
Stop into Dave's for lunch and dinner at 502 East Francis. Order carryout and take it on the go or DoorDash it straight to your couch.
You can enjoy Dave's anywhere. And what goes great with pizza? Wings. Plus the big game on to watch with your friends.
Let Dave's Place do dinner for you. 502 East Francis in North Platte.
Mom, I'm hungry. I know where to go.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey, Nebraska parents, did you know your local community college is offering free tuition for early entry in dual credit classes? At Mid-Plains Community College, your high schooler can jumpstart their future right now, saving money while earning real college credit. Picture this: the next nurse saving lives, the next entrepreneur building a better Nebraska, and it all starts while they're still in high school. Talk to your school counselor or visit npcc.edu to learn more. Students are responsible for course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or homeschool to qualify.
Experience the beauty of downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at thecedarroomne.com. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown North Platte.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Hey, Nebraska parents, did you know your local community college is offering free tuition for early entry in dual credit classes? At Mid-Plains Community College, your high schooler can jumpstart their future right now, saving money while earning real college credit. Picture this: the next nurse saving lives, the next entrepreneur building a better Nebraska, and it all starts while they're still in high school. Talk to your school counselor or visit mpcc.edu to learn more. Students are responsible for course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or homeschool to qualify.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Fremont's game number 1 of the A3 District Tournament. North Platte High School trailing the Tigers of Fremont 35-31 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. To meet you where you're at, help you get to where you want to be. Jeff Smeltzer, it was a productive first half for North Platte High School. They're trailing by 4 and really doing good offensively from a shooting perspective standpoint. 46% from the field, 42% from the three-point line. That's some good numbers for North Platte High.
Yeah, that's atypical. Dogs have, boy, they just struggled from the floor this year, just struggled shooting the basketball. So that's good. That's a good start. Now continue it in the second half. We know there's always been third quarter doldrums, so
that's my fear.
It continues.
The law of averages is what looms over not even just North Platte's head, but also Fremont's head, because both teams are shooting at a ridiculously high percentage right now, and we know from this season that's not going to last long for either side. It's going to be the question of who's going to have that fall off come first, and who's going to be the team that sustains the run the longest.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Dogs have been notorious for just coming out flat in the third quarter.
It's even after great first half performances, they'll just come out so dull in those third quarters. It's what's costing them in these games a lot of the time.
Yeah, you know, they were real close with Grand Island Northwest at half, real close with McCook at half, and then just a dud of a third quarter both times. And I know there's games earlier in the year that you could say the same thing. Grand Island had a big lead going into halftime.
And then even going into that fourth quarter, they had a big lead before it all just kind of crumbled away. So that's really going to be my second half key, is which team is going to be the team that will fall off first when it comes to their shooting percentages, because someone's going to have it. And it's going to be interesting to see who it'll be, because no defense right now is really exerting a lot of pressure. You know, Fremont's going with the 2-3 zone, but they're really not really pressing you with that 2-3. Dogs have been in man most of the game, actually, which has been a really cool adjustment that I've seen from head coach Jimmy Pack, and they've slipped into a 2-3 zone in certain spurts.
Coming out of that press.
Yeah.
Which, really didn't hurt them. They, gave up some three-point attempts, but Fremont didn't capitalize. So.
No, they did not. So it's going to be interesting to see how this second half is going to.
And see what Fremont does coming out of half, if they're going to come out with a press.
Because they showed some light, trapping press in that first half.
Yeah, they created some turnovers with that press, but they didn't stick with it very long.
No.
So I wonder if you'll see it right out of the get-go here.
And I think that's really going to be my Owls lock and safe keys to this second half, is which team's going to come out the more aggressive, which team's going to come out the more physical in this second half, because I think that's what's going to differentiate who wins this game and takes on Creighton Prep tomorrow. And who's going to have, unfortunately, their season come to an end, is which team's going to start this second half aggressive.
Right, yep. Do it with the defense, and, the shots might not fall in the second half because it's been shooting really lights out here in the first half. But do it with the defense. We really haven't created that many turnovers, I think.
No, we have not. Even with that man defense, which is supposed to be, a better, turnover style defense.
Yeah, two steals is all we've created there in the first half. Turnover-wise, which something always plagued the Dogs, 4 turnovers is all so far.
Both teams, which has been their biggest crutch this season, has been turnovers. Fremont averages 16, North Platte averages 14 turnovers. Not bad. That's really a good first half. It's all a good first half overall. We're kind of just sitting here.
It's been a fun half to watch. It's really been entertaining.
We're just unfortunately sitting here, holding our breath, thinking, okay, what is North Platte going to look like coming out of the halftime? Because we've had so many games where we've been like, so pumped up, so excited about, hey, the Dogs did so good in that first half. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they come out of halftime.
We've seen the hiccups when they come out.
Yeah, and they've fallen. It started with turnovers. That's really been the thing that has started a lot of their second half woes, is that they look so good in the first half. They're super calm with when they have the ball in their hands. But then to start the second half, they just start turning it over crazy, and then they get down 10, and that's basically the game at that point.
Yeah, so, down 4. Fremont got that 3 with about 20 seconds left to go, and then North Platte couldn't score on their end. They got that 3-point look, just didn't fall. So here we go. Looks like
same starting lineups. Nobody's made any adjustments. Now the interesting battle will be who's going to get to 3 fouls quickly. Is it Will Sleitcher or is it going to be Sam Euling? Both are at 2 fouls right now. Also, Brecken Lackey has 2 fouls for Fremont too. So I really think a key point, because Fremont didn't end that half with their leading scorer. Lackey has 9 points, all from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how both teams are going to be playing with 2 of their players in foul trouble to start this second half.
Bulldog basketball. Oh, good, easy look.
As that's a beautiful feed to Jake Kincaid down low to start things off offensively for the Bulldogs. And that's a good way to start. Get an easy bucket, down low in the paint and just get the offense rolling. SZA, great backdoor feed to Hudson Jennings, and he makes it. Jennings so far in today's game has done a great job of just making that quick little cut back door and scoring quickly off of it. He has a team-high 10 points. Kincaid to Euling. Bounce pass to Logan Hayes. Hayes on the perimeter to Smeltzer. Smeltzer cuts to the corner now to Kincaid for 3. There's a good bucket for Jake Kincaid. That's a quick 5 points for Kincaid, and North Platte trails Fremont just by 1 point, 37-36.
Good drive and dish.
Keaton now to Lackey.
Backdoor.
Lackey on the baseline, swings it back out to SZA, and it's slapped out of bounds by Harper Whitney. And Fremont will retain possession with the sidelines inbound.
Dogs like to force them baseline, but you got to make sure that there's help there.
Yes. That's Keaton. Now driving it on Euling with his 2 fouls. SZA back to Keaton. Keaton driving again. Hop stepping. Keaton.
That's a travel.
That's another travel.
That was not a jump stop. That was a 1-2 and a step.
As Zach Keaton makes another bucket. He's only got 5 points in this game, so it's not been an explosive day for Zach Keaton. Fremont now leads by 3, 39-36. Whitney, near side perimeter, swings to the far side to Euling. Euling with 20 seconds on the shot clock will swing it around the perimeter for another North Platte possession to set up. Logan Hayes. There's so much distance between him and Keaton. Euling sets up for 3, straight away, baby. That's another.
There we go.
He's been hitting them all throughout the day in warmups, and that's 2 threes for Sam Euling, and we're tied. 39-39 here on the State Farm Agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Sleitcher, quick feed to Keaton. Keaton lost the basketball, but he picks it right back up. Back goes to Sleitcher, and now SZA. 19 seconds. Lackey back to Keaton. Keaton driving in on Euling. Keaton spinning and floating a shot up. It's no good, and Jake Kincaid comes down with the rebound. And Sam Euling just Velcroed to Zach Keaton this entire game. Kincaid swings to another Euling 3. It's way short, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs is Hudson Jennings.
Sam's saying my bad, but that's okay. Keep shooting that, kid. That's
I was going to say, he's been hitting them very well today, so he needs to just
2
keep
for
going.
3. You can shoot that.
Here comes Jonathan Renke and Caleb Odell looking to check in for North Platte. 2 big additions. Of course, Renke, I think, leading the way for North Platte. 9 points in this first half. A 3 for Zach Keaton's in and out. Lackey tries to keep it alive, but it's going to be last touch out of bounds by Fremont. Here comes those 2 substitutions.
Okay, Dogs made up that 4-point deficit.
Now we're tied. So North Platte coming out hot to start this third quarter of play on our State Farm Agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. 5:22 left to go, 39-39. Winner will face Creighton Prep tomorrow, the 3rd-ranked team in the state. At the left elbow was Hayes, but he swings it back out to Kincaid. Euling now with it. Bounce pass down low to Kincaid. Kincaid's shot is up, man, a difficult one. And how about this, Jeff Smeltzer? North Platte takes the lead for the first time today, 41-39.
All right, here we go, Dogs.
Sleitcher, now Jennings with it. Back to Sleitcher. He'll pull up a deep, deep 3, and he hits it. And there's a quick timeout going to be called by Fremont and the Tigers as Will Sleitcher.
Now watch for a change in defense.
That's exactly, I think, what Fremont's calling this timeout for. Timeouts are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group, as well as Justin Thompson Agency with American Family Insurance. With the ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves in top-notch customer service no matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Jess Meltzer, I think this game is going to go all the way. Yeah, it's really going to go down to the wire here with how both teams are playing. That deep three from Will Schleicher is almost like a life-saving type of three because North Platte had been just swinging it the other way. 5-0 run to start that game. To start that
definitely
second
had the
half.
momentum, and that was a momentum saver there for the Tigers.
Now, interesting to see, as we talked about, Fremont calling that timeout, how their defense is going to adjust as head coach Jalen Hauser, see what he goes with.
Heisier, that's a legendary name in Nebraska basketball. Heisier's a legendary hoop name.
And it looks like we're still sticking with that zone defense. Very switching. Actually might be man-to-man, to be honest with you, as Odell with it. Hands it off to Kincaid. Kincaid now to Ewing. Almost lost the basketball, but picked back up. Reinke with 13 seconds has it. Jonathan Reinke now driving in on Zach Keaton. Lost the ball. Shot up from Reinke. No good. And it's going to be rebounded by Zach Keaton and the Tigers. And now here comes an advantageous break for Fremont. Sizza, off of his foot. And rebounded there by Logan Hayes. Up to Reinke. Jonathan Reinke. He tries to feed to Ewing, and there's Lackey stealing it away. Up now with it comes Hudson Jennings. To the far side, Schleicher. Schleicher throws it all the way back out to Zach Keaton, and the offense resets for Fremont, leading 42-41. Deep three from Schleicher is no good.
No
and there's
foul?
some collisions between two Fremont Tigers and Reinke, so North Platte will have a man advantage. To Odell for a corner three. North Platte now up to 44-42. Their largest lead today with 3:36 left to go in the third quarter. Wide open Zach Keaton from the top of the three-point line. It's no good, and another rebound for Jonathan Reinke. Fremont coming up cold in this second half. Hayes with the basketball, driving in on Jennings, goes right past him, and another bucket for North Platte, their largest lead of 4.
Nice blow by.
And now all things are turning up North Platte in this ball game. Keaton now to Jennings. He'll fire for 3. And then it's immediately answered. Hudson Jennings with a big 3 makes it a 1-point game. Fremont trailing by 1. He's got 13. And they have a man at the scorers table, Lee Campos. Kincaid, 2:46 to now a cutting in Sam Ewing. Ewing's soft floater, in and out. Rebounded by Will Schleicher. Now the other way the Tigers come. Schleicher picking up rebound number 2 on the day. Keaton on Ewing. Keaton shot up. Keaton shot is no good.
Keaton is good with a little chicken wing hook action with his off arm. Not being called, so obviously it's legal.
But another good defensive board for Reinke. He's got all the rebounds in this third quarter so far for North Platte. Ewing on the perimeter now with it, guarded by Schleicher. Gets right past Schleicher. Ewing shot is no good, but there's a foul on the play from Easton Sizza. First foul. And out to the line goes Sam Ewing. 1-point lead for North Platte with 2:08 left to go. Ewing's first free throw is in and out as Campos checks in for Lackey. Kincaid checks out, and
Reed O'Brien
will check in for North Platte. 46-45 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. North Platte leading, and that's another bucket on the second attempt from Ewing. 2-point lead, 47-45. Into the corner to Campos. Jonathan Campos now feeds it to Jennings. He drives on Hayes. Kicking it back out to Campos. Keaton hesitating. Good defense from Ewing. Schleicher for 3. That one's way off the mark. Now trying to box it out there is Logan Hayes, as Campos trying to argue that Hayes got a little cheeky with his box out. Committed a foul but won't get it. 47-45. North Platte's doing a great job of limiting the cut-ins from Fremont in this half.
Yeah, they're in the second quarter. That bit them a couple times. Kind of those backdoor or just angle cuts.
We've only seen one so far from Hudson Jennings, and that's been about it. Odell getting some good space on the three-point line. Another three, and guess what? 5-point lead for North Platte. They're feeling themselves right now. It is all North Platte in this third quarter. Jennings now driving baseline on Hayes. A foul will be called against Logan Hayes, his second, as Hudson Jennings gets aggressive into the paint. And he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. 1:17 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard here in the third quarter. Second personal foul for Hayes. First team foul for North Platte. Jennings will make the first free throw. He has 14 points, 2 of 3 from the line. Makes both of them. Hudson Jennings, team high 15 points. 3-point lead for North Platte, 50-47 with 1:12 left to go. Odell in the right corner now drives on Campos, swings it around the perimeter we go. Ewing with it. Now quick feed to Ranke. Jonathan Ranke, one-on-one, hounded by Keaton. Hayes going right to the rack, just misses the layup as Hudson Jennings comes down with another rebound. That's number 6 for him today. And Fremont now with 49 seconds will look to find a shot. Zach Keaton. Oh, Campos lost the basketball in a turnover. That is good. Very lucky for North Platte as Smeltzer checks in for Sam Ewing. Big break for North Platte. Of course, they're trying to increase this lead before the end of the third quarter. Now here comes Smeltzer the other way. Crosses half court. Now looking for a feed, passes it back to Odell. Odell around the perimeter, guarded by Jonathan Campos. Now spaces out and drives to his right. Oh, here comes Reed O'Brien. Little 8-footer. No good. And it's rebounded by Fremont and Will Sleitcher. So the Tigers will have the last shot.
That was a good look
of this quarter.
Okay, size advantage, I imagine.
We'll go to Fremont with Sleitcher in at the moment.
They're going to clear out. He's going to try and post Jarrett, I think.
Yeah, so they're going to get it to Sleitcher at the logo with 9 seconds. Sleitcher, backdoor feed. Man, Jennings just barely got that. A beautiful feed. And now with 2 seconds, 1 second, Ranke from half court and a foul.
He's going to shoot 3. Way to go right into him, Jonathan.
He jumps right in on Hudson Jennings. And that means Jonathan Ranke here to close this third quarter will go to the line. He's 1 of 2 in terms
he's one of 4 tonight. But he was a 70% free throw shooter coming into tonight.
So we're going to have everybody go back out on the court to take free throws. But that's a rare call that you see is a foul on the half-court heave as time expires. This could be some pretty big buckets for North Platte if they go the way that
I can't believe they're making them
come back
spot on the lane.
They put .2 on the clock.
And it was probably because the Bulldogs were talking to their coach. So
yeah, and
they did put .2 back on there.
So these are 3 free throws for Jonathan Ranke. They'd be big if he hits all 3 of them. God, he misses the first. As you said, 70% free throw shooter. Now one of 5. Again, as he tries to work his way back into game shape. At least one. If he hits one of these, it'll be worth it. And he does. So 51-49, a 2-point lead for North Platte. 0.2 seconds left to go.
Dogs stand still. You can't do anything with .2.
Yeah, and they're just throwing the ball back.
It's got to be a tip.
Yeah. Ranke misses, and they're going to let this clock run out. And that is how quarter number 3 comes to an end. North Platte High School, Jeff Smeltzer leading by 2, 51-48 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. This is if we're talking about one game to kind of be the last hurrah, because I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but if North Platte does come away with this game, it's going to be really tough tomorrow. But if this was kind of like the last hurrah to get a win before the end of the season, again, knock on wood, some crazy things can still happen if they go to Creighton Prep tomorrow.
And finish the season playing well. That Sydney game was such a clunker. It's good to see him bounce back and play really well offensively and defensively. And boy, the energy and effort, that's been lacking. That wasn't there at Sydney. they didn't play as hard as they're playing tonight. So, yeah, good things happen when you play hard.
Now you've got 1 quarter to go, 51-49. Fremont has really cooled off in this ball game after an impressive first half from their shooting perspectives. This third quarter specifically has been ice cold for them.
Yeah. It's 22 going to the hoop, and then everybody else shooting threes, or he'll drive and somebody will backdoor.
Yeah, or Hudson Jennings just backdoor.
Yeah. If you look to step off and help, then they'll go backdoor. So
crucial quarter for North Platte, again leading 51-49 as the final minutes start to tick on. Zach Keaton picking his dribble up, swings it to Jennings on the far side. Spinning in on Logan Hayes, and a foul as I think Ewing smacks him in the face as he spins to the bucket. Now, actually, we'll see who they call that
I think
against.
it's probably on Hayes.
No, it's going to be on Sam Ewing. It's number 3 for him, so it's not. He's got 3, so he's got 2 more to give.
We are in the fourth quarter. So.
Yeah, so it's not the end of the world, but now if he gets another one, then there's some problems. Jennings free throw, it's up and in. 4 of 5 for Hudson Jennings.
I say they've been shooting the ball well from the charity stripe.
Yes, and if he hits one more, this game will be tied up. Very heavy tape on his right wrist. Misses that one. Lackey will foul Jake Kincaid on the rebound. That's 3 fouls for Bryson Lackey.
That's been coming. There's been several fouls on rebounds.
1 point lead for North Platte. 7:48 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. To the far side, Jarrett Smilser has it, guarded by Lackey. He drives and steps back out on the perimeter. Whitney with it now. Flashing into the paint was Hayes. Ewing now has it, spinning around. Sam Ewing to Whitney, hop stepping. Whitney from 8 feet. Oh, that's a good bucket for Harper Whitney. Now it's a 3-point lead for North Platte.
He's 1 for 1 on the night.
And that's one of these keys you also need, some of these role players to step up with some points. And Harper Whitney, again, who had been scoreless in this game, getting his first bucket. Oh, boy, there goes driving Zach Keaton, swinging it to Lackey, who fires for 3. Ooh, way off the mark.
He had to do kind of a little pirouette
it was
there.
It was not a great feed. No. He might have had some time even to get set a little more. But a rebound for the Dogs. Bounce pass to Kincaid in the paint. Back out to Whitney. Slinging it to Ewing for another 3. Short again. That's his last 2 threes have been very short, Sam Ewing, and it's rebounded by Fremont. 6:49 left to go. Zach Keaton into the lane, kicking it out to Schleicher. Schleicher swings it the other way to Sizza. Now, that's driving Jennings. Sizza, baseline with it to a double team. Back out, Zach Keaton.
Good
now
defense
with Ewing.
by the Dogs.
Keaton up for the shot, and another foul. And we talked about, 3 fouls is okay for Sam Ewing, but now we're at 4 for Ewing. And I think this is a tough decision for Coach Jimmy Pack of what he's going to do, because Zach Keaton and Sam Ewing have been tied together at the hip throughout these possessions.
Looks like Rinky's at the table. Now you'll probably put Hayes on him now.
Oh, but there's a big miss for Keaton. (53-50) with 6:32 left to go. Now the question will be, what is Zach Keaton going to look like now without Ewing guarding him? Because he's been the biggest driver of paint touches today for Fremont. And Zach Keaton makes his second free throw, so he's 1 for 2. He only has 6 points in this game, Zach Keaton has. Again, to great effect defensively from Sam Ewing. Kincaid on the perimeter, drives it on Sizza, hop stepping. Boy, Harper Whitney is wide open for 3. No, it's no good. That's rebounded by Hudson Jennings, and a foul against Jake Kincaid. So that's now 3 team fouls for North Platte in this. 3 team fouls for North Platte here in this fourth quarter, only leading by 2. So you got to be a little more cautious. A fan got ejected.
Escorting some fans out of the.
3 fans out of the gym as driving in now. There goes Zach Keaton, and another foul this time against Logan Hayes. Now we're starting to, that is Zach Keaton. We're starting to see these fouls pile up on drives from Keaton. They'd been pretty clean in the first half, but that's now 3 straight fouls in the paint when Zach Keaton drives, and he's at the free throw line. He'll make the first. That's tough.
He's a strong kid. He's tough to defend.
And now that he identifies that, Sam Ewing is out, we're going to see probably a lot more of him doing that, and we're going to probably potentially, and we will see a tie ball game. because of that, Keaton now at 9 points, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 53-53 with 5:58 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Reinke at the free throw line, fakes the handoff. Oh, and it's going to be almost stolen away. There's a foul against Hudson Jennings. As the crowd showing their displeasure, first foul for Jennings, second team foul.
And the fans have come back in.
And now they've come back in. So, interesting. They got ejected and then they came right back in.
With law enforcement, and yeah.
Interesting. So
okay.
North Platte now is going to have a baseline inbounds. We're going all the way out to Reinke. 5:50 left to go. Reinke hands it off to Whitney. Whitney from the free throw line. That's 2 big buckets for Harper Whitney when he is in the mid-range.
Have yourself a night, Senior Harper Whitney.
That'd be big for him if he can swing it up. Hudson Jennings for 3. Long. Way off the mark. Lackey with the rebound and a foul against Jarrett Smeltzer.
That's all right. That's
team foul number 5, though.
Yeah.
And with that, Jeff Smeltzer, Fremont with 5:33 goes into the bonus. No. Yeah. And it's the best free throw shooter tonight for the Tigers. That's Lackey, correction, he has not made a free throw tonight. But that's a little scary with how they're calling these fouls down the stretch for North Platte High. As Fremont has been the one coming up on the other end with them.
Good.
But a first miss from Bryson Lackey.
Yeah, I hate when it seems a little tighter here in the fourth quarter than it has been called the previous 3.
Should kind of be the other way around.
I don't like that. I just should be the same the whole way. Good.
Oh, and he misses both, but no foul as that's going to be a rebound for Logan Hayes. Is everybody calling for a foul on Fremont's side. They went for that press. Wide open down low, Kincaid. He misses the bucket, and it's rebounded by Sizza. Oh, man, that's a big miss for Jake Kincaid as here comes the other way. Fremont trailing by 2. From the free throw line, it's Zach Keaton. Getting the bucket, the senior now really heating up in this third quarter. He has 10 points now. 4:58 left to go. Reinke bounce pass down low to Kincaid into a double team. Whitney to Logan Hayes for 3. No good. Fighting for that rebound and getting it is Schleicher. All the momentum, unfortunately, has fallen onto the side now of Fremont with 4:44 left to go. Zach Keaton now with it. Looking for probably a screen, but will step on the perimeter and fire to Lackey. Oh, boy, Lackey wide open. Kicks it back out to Keaton. Now around the perimeter we go to Jennings. Jennings drives on Jonathan Reinke and a foul. As Caleb Odell will look to check in, and Hudson Jennings to the line. With a tie ball game at the moment, 4:29 left to go. So here comes Sam Ewing back in with his 4 fouls. He's got to, again, we're talking about in this fourth quarter, man, those whistles are starting to, blow a little more, and I just am worried about Ewing.
Plays that seem very similar in the first 3 quarters now getting called a little
But it
different.
does help that
they've missed their last
Fremont
3.
has missed a lot of their free throws in this fourth quarter. But I just worry about Sam Ewing with how aggressive Keaton and Jennings are being in the paint now, that they'll just call one on Ewing unless they're just going to go to a zone and let him slack off a little bit. Jennings, he misses both of them. Fighting for the rebound and getting it is Reinke. So Jennings is 0 for 2 on that trip. That's kind of a big deal, but it's turned over in the full court after a bad pass from Jonathan Reinke. They were open for a second, but now here comes Keaton. Guarded one-on-one by Logan Hayes. I think they're just going to switch off Ewing now off of Keaton. Keaton driving, kicking to Schleicher. He drives right in on to a great bounce pass to Sizza. And there's a bucket. A lead now for Fremont as Easton Sizza picks up point number 7, and it's 57-55, the lead for Fremont. Kincaid in the corner. Back out to Reinke. Quick feed to Ewing, and now Logan Hayes has it. 22 on the shot clock. Hayes picks his dribble up. Jonathan Reinke. Jab stepping, getting a screen, and now going the opposite way. Reinke almost gets it stolen away. Ewing to Odell for 3. No good. Long rebound goes to North Platte as it's last tipped by Lackey. But now North Platte has their own kind of safety valve with Caleb Odell in a corner now that he's in the game.
Okay, so watch Odell being the inbounder, watching come get open for a three-pointer.
I was going to say, all the way out it goes, and there he is open. He won't take the shot, though, and fires it right back to Hayes. And now Ranke has it. He'll pull up for a three. No, it's short off the front rim. Rebounded by Hudson Jennings, his 7th. Zach Keaton up the court, driving on Logan Hayes. Keaton up for the shot, misses it. Jonathan Ranke comes down with the board. Now the whistles have gone a little quiet all of a sudden now. As Hayes, the other way, will go coast to coast. He misses it, rebounded. Now driving Jonathan Ranke, and a jump. No, a foul. Wow.
On the shot.
As Hudson Jennings and Ranke getting into it. Jennings looking for a jump ball, but that's Ranke at the line. 3:03 left to go. 1 for 3 in his last free. Actually, was he 2 for 3 in his last 2 free throws?
Yeah.
Or 3 last 3?
No,
1 for 3. Okay, so
2 for 7 on the night.
There's be some big ones for the junior. Short off the front rim. 3:03 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. 57-55. Misses both of them, and it's rebounded by Schleicher. For a man who has been working so well tonight, that's been his one downside today, has been his free throw shooting, something he's been so good at this season.
So uncharacteristic. He's been such a great shooter.
Now North Platte goes to the zone defense. With 2:46 left to go, Schleicher, Sizza, bounce pass to Jennings. He misses the layup. And now it's rebounded by Jonathan Ranke. Still a 2-point lead for Fremont. Kincaid in a double team. And a timeout called by head coach Jimmy Pack. And of course, poor Odell makes another bucket after some freeze in the action.
All right, 2-point game, 2:30 left to play.
Both teams have been just ice cold in these last 2 minutes.
A lot of dogs are coming from deep. Three-pointers haven't been falling here in the fourth quarter.
For neither team.
Yeah.
Neither team is making a bucket right now. And I think the thing that's going to really, I hate to be the difference maker, is going to be that bonus right now.
Yeah,
Fremont in the bonus. North Platte.
We're still 2 fouls away.
Yeah, 2 fouls away from it. And with 2:30 left to go, you're kind of hoping now that North Platte has gone to this 2-3 zone defense that Fremont's going to kind of go away from their drives. And North Platte's trying to protect Sam Ewing right now with his 4 personal fouls.
Well, I mean, they've cooled off some, but we're still shooting 36% from the three-point line.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
And compared to how the season has gone.
Yeah.
Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. The one thing that scares me, though, is when we go to this 2-3 zone, while Fremont has not made a three-pointer, one three-pointer will just blow this game right open with it being this close down the stretch. So North Platte called the timeout, and they'll have a baseline inbounds. Trailing by 2, 57-55. 2:31 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard to meet you where you're at. Help you get to where you want to be. Odell, far corner, one-on-one with Lackey. Now going to hand it off to Kincaid. Ranke gets it. Not about the 3. Now drives right past his defender. Kicks out. Kincaid for 3 in the corner. Yes! That's a big bucket for Jake Kincaid. Now a 1-point lead for North Platte.
Yeah, they're in the 2-3 zone again like we thought they would be.
Schleicher over to Lackey. Lackey back to Schleicher as now Jared Smeltzer looks to check in. Jennings, Schleicher, now Jennings. He pulls off a 3 himself, and it's answered immediately.
Oh, boy. Huge bucket.
That was a big, big bucket. And now here comes the other way, Logan Hayes with speed. 1:50 left to go. Odell, bounce pass into the paint to Kincaid. Kincaid and Sizza going at it. Uh-oh, Ewing for 3 in the corner. Short again, but it's an offensive rebound for North Platte. Odell swings it. Hayes going baseline in a double team. Logan Hayes looking for some help to Kincaid in the corner. 1:30 left to go. He'll pull up for another 3.
Oh,
and an offensive foul going against North Platte. Unbelievable. That is Sam Ewing who picks up his 5th foul. Are you kidding me? Where did that happen?
Oh, boy.
Where was that foul? I think he was calling a shove from Ewing as Coach Jimmy Pack is just in disbelief.
Odell came out as well, so they got to get that 5th player in for the Dogs. Here comes Reed.
There comes Reed O'Brien, but what an absolute, I mean, you can just see it, Sam Ewing distraught on the sideline right now.
I think Jake was fouled on that shot, too. I think
but it wasn't Sam Ewing who was out there on the perimeter, right? There's no way. It was yes, it can't be because it's an off-ball foul.
Yeah, he must have been underneath somewhere.
And you can see Harper Whitney kind of consoling Sam Ewing now on the sideline, and that's a travel. Nope, timeout called by Fremont. I mean, these five fouls for Sam Ewing, I mean, it can't be exemplified how important that was for North Platte to protect, but also how great Sam Ewing has been tonight, man. I mean, right now, Zach Keaton sitting at 10 points, but most of his points came in this fourth quarter when Sam Ewing was off of him.
Right. No, he's been consistently the Bulldogs' best defender all year, so that hurts to have him on the bench. See what the Dogs are going to do. Looks like they're really trying to extend the zone here, and I don't know how much clock Fremont's content.
They're up
spending,
2.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be fine with it just because they have that bonus, so they can kind of go to a drive the last
when in
second.
doubt, just crash.
Yeah, so with 1:21 left to go, our timeouts are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Jared Smeltzer's in the game, as well as Reed O'Brien. So,
yeah, I think Smeltzer's probably in defensively. I think if they get the ball, they might. I don't know how many timeouts they have left. Might look for a way to get Odell back in the game.
It says both have 3, but I don't know if they track those timeouts. If I remember correctly, North Platte might have 2, because Jimmy Pack took 1. I think both teams have 2 left.
Yeah.
So 1:21 left to go.
Okay, looks
Fremont
like
has the basketball with 26 seconds. Yep, they're going to that man. I don't know how I feel about that. Of course, with the bonus situation going to Fremont. As SZA looking backdoor, hands it off to Lackey. Lackey gets a screen. Lackey swings it back out to Easton SZA. He's driving in the paint. SZA with a big bucket. Unbelievable. And now North Platte will push tempo the other way with 59 seconds left to go. Down low goes to O'Brien, and it's turned over. Schleicher with it. 62-58 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. Huge bucket with that man defense. North Platte trying to avoid or trying to foul, and they will. 43 seconds. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a bigger bucket from Fremont in that situation. Ranke was plastered all over Easton SZA, and that is just a big man bucket with time running down.
Oh, now we're gonna.
So we're gonna have Odell checking in for the offense. Zach Keaton will go to the line.
Why is he shooting 2?
Great question. Well, they're in the bonus, and Smeltzer fouled him at the at the
so
logo.
They're in the double bonus? Oh, never mind.
I was going to say,
I'm playing with college rules here.
Zach Keaton did make his first free throw, short on his second, and it's rebounded by Reed O'Brien, but that is another big make for Zach Keaton. He has 4 of 5, 63-58. 39 seconds. They're going to try to get it to Odell. Can he equalize that score? No, he cannot. Big rebound from Keaton, and now there's going to be a fight for that basketball, a jump ball. Oh, and now we have 2 different calls. We have a foul from the main official, and the other official called the jump ball, and they're going to call a foul against North Platte. So we had 2 different officials calling 2 different plays. The head official overruling the back official, and that's free throws now for Fremont. And Coach Pack is irate right now, and I don't blame him. So Zach Keaton 1 for 2 in his last 2 free throws. 63-58 with 32 seconds left to go. Down the stretch, Keaton has been making the most of his free throw opportunities as Reed O'Brien checks out. Harper Whitney checks in. 64-58. And Zach Keaton, he makes both of them. Gosh darn it.
All right, well.
1 big 3 would change the tide right here. And that's what I think North Platte's trying to get to. Up the court to Odell. When a foul from behind with 26 seconds.
There should have been, and they got it.
That's now team foul number 4 for Fremont. Okay, I was about to say, it looked like they were going to set him up for free throws, but here's an inbound for Logan Hayes, 26 seconds. Ranke has it. 26.5 guarded by Zach Keaton. Ranke now driving into the paint. Ranke kicks out. Logan Hayes for 3. Off the mark and airballed. And that's going to go the way of Fremont. As North Platte going to go to a very heavy press with 17 seconds. Zach Keaton has it. And then a foul by Jonathan Ranke. Oh my gosh. As also checking in comes Drew Fitge. Jeff Smeltzer, I cannot believe this is how this game's going to go down to the wire. A small stretch of time where fouls became prevalent.
Yeah.
Altered the way this momentum went in favor of Fremont. And that's really where the tide changed. You know, Sam Ewing picked up a quick 2 fouls to go to 4, and then Fremont just got all momentum on their side.
Yeah, an off-ball offensive foul away from the play.
To get your 5th and final foul is another bucket there for Keaton. He's now at his season average at 14 after being at 6 points entering the final quarter, and it's stolen away by SZA. And that is how this game will unfortunately come to an end. North Platte High School, after leading going into the final quarter, fall to Fremont and the Tigers 66-58 on their State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard.
Outscored 17-7 in the fourth quarter. And I don't know
how many of those were free throws.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not even going to be joking with you, maybe outside of 5 points, I think it was all from free throws. As Odell, of course, sad senior season.
Yeah, senior season comes to an end.
Sam Ewing the same way. I mean, talk about a guy who, blood, sweat, and tears into the game today. And unfortunately, it ends in a way that he was not wanting it to end with that off-ball 5th foul. And that's how North Platte's season comes to an end. I mean, a season that was I'll be honest with you, this was the weirdest season of North Platte basketball I've seen all year.
Yeah.
You have almost a whole month away from home. And then
45 days.
45 days.
45 days away from home.
And then on top of that, of course, Jonathan Reinke with what happened with him early January.
Yeah,
missing almost
a good chunk of the season.
Was that almost 30 days as well? Maybe even 2 months, actually almost 60 days worth of time he missed.
Yeah, so, and when you're a teenager and you go on the road that many times, you get that, you look at the crowd here, how much life they brought to their team. That happens in North Platte too. We've got such a great student section, band.
Attend everything,
community comes out and supports them.
But when you're gone for 40.
When you don't have that. And then, even the Lexington game, they had a home game on a Friday night. They really can't celebrate a fun win because they got to get on the buses the next morning at 6 o'clock.
To Bennington. Yeah, to go to Bennington. Yep. So it's just been a weird season this year, and I really think that just threw the flow off for North Platte because honestly, they started the season so well. I mean, they started the season top-notch as I think a fan's being escorted out now on the side of North Platte.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I was just
he is
looking at our crowd. Well, it's
that's
Ryan Hayes and
Jeremy
Reinke and
Jonathan's dad.
That is something very
uncharacteristic of both guys.
Happen. Yep.
No, so I mean, just gut-wrenching. And to be fair, you can just feel just a frustration from the coaches, the players, the fans, and that small spurt of time where the game just got, I hate to say out of hand, but the whole rhythm of the game just changed in the blink of an eye.
And you need to play better. But I'm just going to say, officiate all 4 quarters the same way. Don't start calling it tighter in the fourth quarter.
Well, and I think the confusing part about that whole sequence of events was it was only called for like 3 minutes of time where it went from a pretty, active game where everybody was allowed to be a little more physical and really allows things to go either which way. Nobody was getting preferential calls or nobody was really missing calls that went on one side or the other side. And then for that stretch of time from, about 6 minutes till 4 minutes, it just blinked in an eye, quick to double into bonus time for Fremont. And I keep preaching on it, that's where this game turned on its head immediately, was at that point.
17-7. That just, it happens. Super proud of the way the Bulldogs played. For 4 quarters, they played hard the entire game.
And that's something to tip your hold your hat on, because
there's been some games where that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
When things don't go your way, it just kind of slipped away from them. Here they had some adversity. They had gotten down, and then they came back and got the lead again. And because they were down, what at halftime?
They were down 4 at halftime, and they came out and they took the lead. They went a 5-0 run to retake the lead, take the lead for the first time. And I think, yes, while I agree, it's not the way you wanted it to end. This could be the building block. We're trying to take this positively here. This could be the building block to next year. You talked about it. That Sydney game kind of felt like a demoralizing, game where everything was just not going your way offensively. Defensively, things were not looking too hot. And to have that prolonged break, to get ready for this game against Fremont, where you didn't even know who you were going to be playing at the time. You had a fair idea, but it was kind of still up in the air between Buena Vista and Fremont.
Actually, you didn't know until that last night.
So you didn't really know until 2 nights before who you were going to be playing. And for them to come out the way they did in this ball game, after how they played against Sydney and how that stretch of games went for them before that Sydney game, and really take it to Fremont. They shot the ball well, 46% from the field to start the game, 42% from the three-point line. And even in this fourth quarter, still put up some really good, respectable numbers and locked down defensively against this Fremont squad where, again, if it wasn't for the free throws that they had, they only scored 5 points from the floor in that whole fourth quarter. So this could really be a building block moment for North Platte High School, in terms of how can they take this game and build it forward in the next season. Because, yes, you are losing some really key contributors. 3, if I remember to be correct. Harper Whitney, Caleb Odell, as well as Sam Euling. So you still have a good core of players to build around for next season. And it's all going to be about how are you going to take this game in particular and build upon it to next season. I think that's going to be the real question as we sit here and ponder that. We'll step aside, take a break. Jeff Smeltzer, we come back. Quick Stop post-game show here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carryout or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte. Start your day with gourmet coffee with Quick Stop's 100% Arabica House Blend and Quick Stop's Seattle Buzz Coffees. Quick Stop Rewards offering exclusive discounts and fuel rollbacks. Savings up to 15 cents per gallon with Sinclair Dino Pay using your debit or credit card. Quick Stop can refresh with Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Or customize your favorite fountain drink with flavor shots and everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. North Platte Post Sports.
I'm Paxton Gordon here again from Fremont. It's time now for our La Casa del Rio's post-game coaches interview as I'm joined by head coach Jimmy Pack as the Dogs season comes to an end with a 66-58 defeat to Fremont and the Tigers. I know the ending, of course, is not where it wanted to be after what was a fantastic game, but that's where we're going to start, man. Talk about a great game after what was a pretty, tough defeat to Sydney last week where it felt like everything was not going your way. There's been many points in the season where it felt like sometimes the world was coming to an end and sometimes the effort wasn't there. But boy, howdy, did your team come out tonight and put their best foot forward. I mean, 46% from the field in the first half, 42% from three, and even in that second half, still putting up really good offensive possessions and really locking it down defensively. I mean, you couldn't have been more proud of how this team came out and responded in this game today against Fremont.
I'm not, I couldn't be more proud, and that's, what I told them in the locker room. it doesn't feel, I've been part of seasons, you didn't do it as long as I have, where you feel every single day, and it did not feel, whatever our record ended up being, I don't know, but it didn't feel like that at any point in the season because these kids show up, they work so hard, and I told them at some point it was all just going to come out, and I feel like tonight was a night where it really showed out. All the shots that we put up, all the defensive drills and all that kind of stuff, and, hats off to the Tigers. They shot the lights out again, but we answered every haymaker they threw. We had one coming right back at them.
And I think that's the greatest part about it. I mean, we talked many of times this season, and sometimes it would be so much ad nauseum. People would be like, you people got to be crazy at this point how much you talk about it. But it really is true, and this kind of feels like, even in defeat, like a building block game. It's something that the team can take into the offseason to continue to build upon and continue to work and improve because, this is a Fremont team that's in a pretty tough conference. The HAC, and you know it yourselves, of course, we were part of the HAC for many seasons. This is a very, very tough conference. They played some very tough teams. This Fremont team, while only having 6 wins in the year, a very tough team to guard in and of itself. And no matter how many times they would come back and answer with a 3 of their own or a big bucket, your team never stopped fighting, and they never put their head down. They never let that get to them. From start to finish, they fought till the very end and really showed that the culture that had been built in this program, not even just this year, that also started last year for your team.
Yeah, it's always a different brand of basketball when you come out to the east end of the state, and that was the message yesterday in practice. I'll be 100% honest. Of the 60 practices we had, 3 or 4 of them weren't really good, and yesterday's was not very good. And I told them, we can't, I don't know why we're overlooking anybody. These guys play some really tough teams. I don't care what their record is. It's just a different style of basketball, and we got to get it locked in right now, and they certainly did. They answered the challenge yesterday that was thrown down in practice. They came out and they played their hearts out, and they gave it everything that they had. Those 3 seniors laid it all on the line. Thought the juniors played well. We got hit with the injury bug a little bit this week, and weren't at 100%. Not an excuse at any level. Finally got Johnny back in the fold a little bit, and he came out and had a very good game. I think that he's kind of our anchor as far as the emotional part goes, and I think they feel a lot more comfortable when he's out there. And it just kind of all came together tonight. It didn't necessarily shake out our way, but there's games, like you said, Sydney, you're pretty upset for quite a while. And then there's other games where you did everything you could, and sometimes that's what makes the game of basketball beautiful. The ball just doesn't bounce your way here, there, your shot doesn't fall there, and that's what makes it awesome. And it certainly hurts, but when you don't have to hang your head or question the effort, it's a little bit easier to handle.
To swallow, yeah, because, again, there is no question that, there's many things we can always talk about, the shot just not going in, or, as we said, one call or another call not going the way. But there's never always been a question about what this team's drive and effort has been in a lot of these games, even when the moments are the toughest and bleakest, when it seems like it, that, especially today, that was never the question of, going out there and performing and putting the best effort forward. You got it from top to bottom, and I think that's also super important was, we saw Johnny kind of get back into a rhythm tonight after being, of course, rusty for how long he's gone. Harper Whitney came in with some big moments and made some 2 really big shots down the stretch. I feel for Caleb Odell because every time he made a 3, there was either an off-ball foul or a timeout call right as he made it. But he had some big buckets as well. I mean, you go through the lineup, and we'll even talk about Sam Euling, who I think was probably I hate to say done the dirtiest, but, the way that he came out today in his, unfortunately, his final game, guarded his heart out from start to finish, made some really big threes that made Jeff Smeltzer's last few hairs on his head fall out because he was asking where was this during their season sometimes as well with that aggression. But, from the seniors to the juniors to the sophomores to the freshmen to the bench players to the water guys out there to even the crowd, the bus drivers, me, everybody, it was just so fun to see, and it was just a great performance from top to bottom, as I said, that you can go home into it and just be proud with how this team played and just really, again, build for the future. And we'll talk after you finish this answer about those seniors as well.
When you spend as much time together as you do, and like I said, you've done this as long as I have, I've had groups where, maybe weren't always the funnest to be around, but it's impossible not to have, and I don't throw this word around lightly, it's impossible not to love them on some level. And they break your heart sometimes with some of the decisions they make, but they're teenagers, and you always have to keep that in perspective. But with that group of seniors, I don't think anybody in recent memory has put as much time in as Caleb Odell. I mean, there's times when over the summer you almost have to shut the lights off and push him out the door because he just wants to shoot. And, loving basketball as much as I do, you can always see that in somebody else when they love basketball as much as you know, like that. And like I said about Harper, missed all last year. He had to really work hard to get his way back into it, and I thought he went out on his shield tonight. And I can't ever say enough about a kid like Sam Ewing. And we've been talking for weeks about, you know, I need you to get 7 to 8 shot attempts up. You know, you just have to be aggressive, but he gives so much on defense. Sometimes I think he's catching his breath on offense too. And you know, those kids put in so much work. Sam plays 3 sports. Harper plays 3 sports. They never, you know, I told them they showed up when football was over. They were there the next day. I said, you guys get a week off. And Sam said, no, we're ready to go. And they're covered in bruises and turf burns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's go, you know. And, you know, like I said, our record is what our record was. But nobody can question the heart of this team. And, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't throw that word around lightly. I truly do love these guys, especially those seniors. Got a great core of juniors, got a pretty solid sophomore class. And I told them, you know, let this, if you're tired of being in the locker room with tears in your eyes after the season, don't forget it 5 minutes from now. Let's do something about it in the offseason. I think last year we did some of that, and there were some bumps in the road with Johnny going out and stuff. But, you know, I think we have a good nucleus, and like you said, that culture, these kids are really buying in.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, after last season, to basically crest your 3-win mark, not even like 3 weeks into the season, was already like a huge, like, all right. And, of course, the questions will be like, what happens if, you know, if we go into that weird territory of, like, what happens if this didn't happen or that didn't happen, where would we be? But you, as you said, from a year-to-year building block standpoint, you can just see how this team has just exponentially grown from year to year, player to player. And I think, as you said, it really starts with that core nucleus of seniors this year that have put that grind in. And 3 different levels of it. It's not just all 3 seniors doing the same thing of how they got to this point. I mean, you have Harper Whitney, who, you know, started, as you said, all of last year, didn't even play a single snap, tore his ACL, was clearly going to be out that whole year. You can see his work ethic put in. So you can kind of relate that to the young freshmen and sophomores not seeing much playing time, working their way through. Or even for someone like Caleb Odell, who is just as so much at the DNN Event Center, Tad might have to pay him to get out. That's how long he's over there. And then someone who works on the stuff that does not show up on the stat sheet, like Sam Ewing. Each 3 of these guys has such a different quality about their leadership, about their personality, that it is not only infectious with the team, but it's something that maybe somebody can take up, you know, from different guys. You know, there's so many different great leaders that everybody's journey and everybody's lesson that they're going to take from them is going to be different, but it's all going to culminate to a hardworking effort team going forward is what you hope.
Well, Corey Johansson, who works for First National Bank there in North Platte, he was a 98 grad, and they beat the #1 team in the state in districts. They were 2-17 going into that game, and he just happened, just by dumb luck, was walking through the building the other day, and I had him come in and talk to the guys, and he told them they have nothing to lose, you know. And, you know, when I think of guys like Corey Johansson, I think he's in, you know, Sam's in the same class as those guys. Harper's in the same class as those guys that, you know, their record might not be what everybody hopes for, but you know, like I told him, I was a sophomore that didn't even get to suit up that game that they beat the #1 team, but we all saw that, and that instilled in us, seeing how hard Corey's group and Matt Allen and other guys like that were on that team that year, that, you know, it paid off later. And maybe they weren't part of it on the roster, but they were still part of it because they showed us how to play Bulldog basketball, and that's what these 3 seniors have done.
And that's what you love, and that's why we hope going into, of course, this being that building block for next year. Coach Pack, it's been an honor not just here this season, but the previous season. We won't be seeing you and me together as coach and commentator for next year. It'll be coach and fan when I stop by on the Bulldogs. But I just want to say before I go, somebody's going to have to bring me a tissue myself. Just, you know, thank you for all you've done. And it's been an honor. And this program has, just like you, means so much to me right now.
Yep.
So, Coach, thank you so Now I have to go get the tissues because I was trying to be fine myself. So we'll, of course, be back here on our Quick Stop post-game show when we come back on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
coming into your house than there is outside. If your windows are rattling, fogging, or just plain drafty, it might be time for new ones. At Larry's Glass, they specialize in high-quality replacement windows that keep the cold out and the comfort in, saving you money on your energy bills, too. Stop shivering and start saving. Call Larry's Glass today or stop in at 211 West 5th. See the difference new windows can make.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Fremont in the conclusion of the A3 district tournament for North Platte High School as they fall to the Tigers, 66-58 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. I'm joined by Jeff Smeltzer for the final time here today. Jeff, I mean, before we get into the game stats, you know, what a performance it was for North Platte. I mean, we talked in our Quick Stop pregame show, you know, at lengths about, you know, the fear of that, you know, that Sydney game just a week ago and how that was going to affect the team today, you know, with how tough of a game that was. And to be honest, I think from start to finish, this was the best Dogs game really since the early part of the season when North Platte defeated Alliance in, I think, the third game of the year.
Yep. Yeah, they had some other good ones, but this really was an outstanding game. Everybody on the team did something that contributed. Seniors went out in style. Each senior had a really good game. So,
oh, yeah.
So proud of that. Before we go into the stats, the one stat that jumps out, before we go into the stats,
we're going into the stat.
22 made field goals, 15 of them came on an assist.
That's great.
Shared the basketball. So that's what you love to see. And you like to see this season playing better than you did at the beginning of the year. So,
or at least for me personally, the first start of the start of the year was pretty good. You know, we had almost 2 wins straight off the ripper.
Yeah,
I think it was better, playing better than it was to start after that Christmas break, because that's when everything kind of fell to the wayside.
There was a lot of doldrums in there that they didn't play real good basketball, but tonight for the most part pretty crisp basketball. Not a lot of turnovers. A lot of energy out there. You know, played hard from start to finish. So
and I think played within the system.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of, and this just also boils down to how some of those games had kind of unraveled, but like there was no real hero ball. There was no like one-on-one isolations, one guy really trying to just, you know, carry the team on his back. Everybody relied upon each other with equal, you know, need and equal want. And everybody, as you said, from top to bottom, played a huge role in this we almost felt like in almost this victory, but in this game today, everybody played a key part in North Platte playing its best basketball game on the last game.
Yep. So, yeah, congratulations, Bulldog. You didn't get a victory, but you played really, really hard. I think I'm being summoned.
Are you being summoned?
Yeah.
Let's quickly jump into it here for you so you can
quick.
be unsummoned.
Okay.
We'll start for you so you can get your stats out and you can depart.
Okay.
On this one.
We're just going to go right across the board numerically. Logan Hayes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Sam Euling goes out in his final game as a Bulldog, 7 points, making 2 3-pointers and a free throw, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Jake Kincaid, 17 points, 8 rebounds and a steal. Jared Smeltzer scoreless, but had 4 assists and a rebound. Jonathan Rinke, one of his best games since December. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Harper Whitney, 4 points. Another senior going out the right way.
Huge buckets in that fourth quarter stretch, man. I'm talking huge for him.
Yep. And Caleb Odell, 9 points on 3 of 8 3-point shooting. And finally, Reed O'Brien, 2 points, 2 rebounds.
And that is how that season for North Platte comes to an end as Jeff Smeltzer is going to depart here. Jeff, before I go, you don't have to put your headphones on for that one if you don't want to. But if this is how me and you will end our final time together as I, of course, depart to Ogallala next year to do their commentary. It was a pleasure to have you for, 3 years now almost?
It's been a fun
two. I think it's been 2.5 almost.
It's been a fun time, and it goes so fast. What seemed like a long season actually flew by as well.
One of those things I wish it didn't fly by as much as it did.
You know, you looked better in blue than you're going to look in orange.
I agree. I totally agree with you as well. I think I'm going to be beautiful in blue. Even when I go to Ogallala, I'm still going to be wearing the blue underneath the orange. So thank you so much, Jeff Smeltzer. I'll always see you on Thursday. I was about to say, we'll always see you. Now, you go have I say celebrate. Go see your family. Go have fun driving back. Hey, that's Jeff Smeltzer, my color commentator for what had been the final time for me and him here today. North Platte falls in this game 66-58. And before I sign off for the final time here today, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who has watched our live streams over the years. It's been an honor and a pleasure getting to display these videos for you, even if, sometimes games don't go our way, or, sometimes they, experience the greatest of moments together. Seeing you guys out here all the time watching and even listening on the airwaves, it brings me great joy getting to not only see all the interactions, but talk to everybody. And I thank you for having me as your commentator for these 4 years. We'll see you hopefully in another time with boys baseball starting up here midway through the month of March. We'll, of course, have those as always on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Thank you for the ride, and thank you for being a Bulldog fan.
My name is David Merrill. I'm the head chef over here at the Cedar Room. What I hope to bring to the community is an opportunity to explore new horizons that people maybe haven't before because it was too expensive, too intimidating, too abroad. And I just kind of want to bring an opportunity for people to try new things in, exciting ways that, are still small town affordable. Stop on by at the Cedar Room located here in the historic Canteen District.